I need you to understand something, my boy. 24 hours later, I'm so distraught. I'm eating lunch jello for dinner. I'm still distraught. However, we still here. We still alive. Tar Heel Nation, it is one of your co-hosts with the most this side of Mississippi, the captain of the Hooligan Express himself, my McCray, Tornado McCray, and everything which way. And that over there is my co-host. Tell the people who you be, my boy.
That man said that over there. You that distraught that I'm no longer that person? I'm no longer a person. I'm a that. I'm an object, sir. But what's good? What's happening? How you living? It's your boy Ricebox 26, and we here with another North Carolina Live. And if you missed the post game show, you
missed a rant.
You missed several rants for sure. Cause man, oh man, oh man. Man, oh man.
24 hours later, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts?
Like I said, I'm with you. I'm still flabbergasted at how bad that whole thing looked. I just don't understand how you can open up a season and get mollywopped the way that you got mollywopped.
When I tell you, I've had the day to just stew on this, replay it. I've seen the notifications. I've seen all the memes about it. It still don't make bro? Do you know the spectacle that UNC put on for that? But like pregame and everything, they had PD Pablo out there singing the anthem. I'm like, y'all did all
you
of
had
it.
You had Roy Williams, you had Lawrence Taylor, you had Michael Jordan,
Randy Moss.
You put on there was a whole spectacle for this. There was a whole major thing just for you to go out and, excuse my language, shit an egg like this. And it's not even a fresh egg. This is a century egg that you spat out here,
bro. That is an emu egg. Not even emu. That is a
grade A turd you laid on the field was astounding.
I still couldn't believe it because even, bro, I went back and I was checking the Tar Heels IG story just to see how it looked. And to see the hype when they went up 7-0 and then the story just getting worse and worse. 7-7, 10-7, 17-7. Like that, they weren't even posting clips of the game no more. They were just posting score updates.
Just putting the score. There's no clips. There's no clips to show that are yours. Like that was the worst part. It's like, bro, at some point and
fight back.
Right. And like in the fight back happened way too late when there was fight back. But there was a whole lot of operational stuff that should have been close to, I wouldn't say polished, and I can understand there be some rough edges for week one, but there should have been no way that your team looked as lost and as beaten as they did by the third quarter as they did. There's no way. Like the only way that should have worked, the only way that a game should go like that is when it's been paid for to go like that.
I was about to say, tell me if I'm wrong in this assessment. North Carolina last night looked like if you were playing FCS Southwest in dynasty mode on college football.
They look like you took prime Bama versus FCS South on freshmen.
I'll say varsity
in one button mode.
Not one button mode.
One button mode.
The kids don't know about one button mode, bro. They too young. Remember, they took that away from them. They don't know about one button mode. Like we know how you could switch on to one button mode because that was like when the generation that's up now, when they were the little ones, and we were still
Like for those who don't know what one button mode is, one button mode was a setting in Madden and NCAA back in the day to where if learning the rest of the buttons was just too much for you, they would literally simplify the entire game to one button.
Hey,
all you had to do was just move the
X.
player. You want to pass the ball? X. You want to tackle? X. You want to intercept it? X. Everything was just X. Everything was X or A. If you had an Xbox, it was A. But either way, it was just one button operation.
I hated one button mode. I was like, bro, what is this?
TCU came into Keenan Stadium last night and just one buttoned the whole game.
Nah, where that? Hold up. The one time I would ever do this, literally. Belts.
Literally, it was so bro. It was so bad that like some of the predictions I had going into it, I was honestly surprised. I was surprised I was pretty on point. I was 3 tackles short on Kamori House's tackle total.
What was that? 12?
He was at 7.
Oh, I remember you originally you said 15. I was like 15.
I did say 15, and then I dialed it back to like 10. So I'm like, that makes sense.
Because I looked at you, I was like, bro, 15.
Now check this out. Andrew Simpson, the transfer in from Washington, he had 11 tackles. So 15 would have been possible.
Who did I pick? Who did I pick for first rushing TD? Did I give that to Goss or did I give that to Caleb Hood?
I think you gave it to Caleb Hood.
Hey, I got something right.
Yeah, so I think you gave it to Caleb Hood.
I got something right.
I even threw out the warning about Bud Clark.
The fact that you posted that clip before the game.
The same day I posted up that clip saying you would have to watch for Bud Clark. He's the biggest person I'm worried about on that defense, and here he is.
Hey.
There he was, pick 6.
Like, I'm just saying. At the end of the day, you posted that literally 2 hours or an hour before the game?
Like a couple of hours
on our channel. You was like, I told you about Bud Clark. I was like, did you? I go and watch the clip. Oh, he did.
And then on top of that,
I gotta get our.
And Tanchu, I think we also ended up saying something about TCU's running back that transfer that they brought in. I said something. We had said something about him during the live stream. We even pointed out Josh Hoover and the fact that he puts up numbers.
He can put them up, bro.
Yeah, like because they throw so much. Yeah, his turnovers he had 11 interceptions, but he put up almost 4,500 yards. Like he put up good numbers. So it's like,
but you know what's sickening? And we were talking about this last night, bro. This is the sickening part, and you definitely hit on this, especially when it comes to the O-line. Our leading running back was Caleb Hood. He led the team with 31 rushing yards. 31 was leading the team, and usually I wouldn't mind that
if you have the passing yards behind
if you have a passing game of like 350, maybe 400.
We had 173?
172
I think that's what I saw.
103 by Max, 69 Johnson. By Gio. Caleb Hood had 31 yards on 10 carries, so that's 3.1. Benjamin Hall had 22 yards on 6 carries, 3.7. And Davion Goss had 7 yards on 5 carries. Davion. I'm sorry, bro. We can't get that from you. But then again, that's also on the O-line. Got to make some holes for you because none of y'all could get started.
I mean, the other thing is they weren't even like they only gave him 5 carries the entire game. They were rotating Caleb Hood and Hall more than they were Goss in there.
They were, but I'm just saying,
And
like,
then
half of that's on the
and
running
then
backs, half of that's on the O-line. Got to make some holes.
and then there was a couple of times because and then on top of that, you saw Gio only threw for 40%. Now there were several times going in from the second quarter and the third quarter before he got hurt where he threw passes that should have been caught. There was a couple of drops in there. So at least, I'll say at least 3 out of the 10 passes, 3 out of the 6 passes that he missed out of the 10 passes he threw total were drops. So he should have at least had 7 out of 10, in my opinion. But either way you look at it, Gio wasn't reading the field well at all. He was uncomfortable in the pocket, which I understand because your line was getting beat 17 ways to Sunday.
I mean, even though, but we also talked about how this plays into experience. Gio, the line was getting beat. He went 4-10 from the field. Max went 9 of 11 with the same old line.
With the same line. So that's where like we spoke on it yesterday. That's where Max's experience definitely beat Gio out for sure. Because you can tell, like I said, Max is used to this level of competition where Gio's not used to that. You can tell Gio's definitely not used to this level of competition.
Bro,
and it showed, unfortunately.
Have you ever seen a QBR of 1.9?
No, I've never seen a QBR that low.
I'm looking right now at the ESPN stat line. This may be a typo, it may not. But Gio Lopez's stat line, 4 of 10, 69 yards, 6.9 yard average, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, a QBR of 1.9.
I have a rating of 778.
Like I said, it may be. Where are you looking?
ESPN.
I'm on the website right now.
Yeah, I'm under the team page on the app.
Oh, okay. So you're on the team page on the app. See, it might be different because what I'm seeing on the website right now in the box score, they got his QBR listed at 1.9. I'm like, I don't even think that's possible with that. There ain't no way.
If I go back, because let me go back to the game itself, because like they got him listed with a rating like just under general stats. They have him under a rating of 78. So the QBR that they got under the stat line for the box score is 1.9, but if you go under the regular stats for the team and for the individual players, it's at a 78. So I don't know.
Because if I go,
because they got Max's at like a 190 something.
You sure you look at it? Because I'm on the app right now, and when I click on the box score, TCU Josh Hoover's the 78.4, but then when I go to North Carolina, it still says 1.9.
Yeah, so if I go under the box score under the game itself, it gives me 1.9. But if I click North Carolina and then go under stats just under North Carolina, it gives you a 78. Because it gave Max a 190.
Oh, is that thing where it says rating versus non-conference?
I guess so.
Because you talking about, hold up, you talking about this?
Not just that. So,
because it says rating, I see.
So if you go under like general stats where it just says regular stats and scroll down, all the way at the end, it gives him a 78. But if I click on his name, it gives you the rating versus non-conference.
So I think the rating and the QBR are two different things.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's passer rating. That's not QBR. That's passer rating.
That's just passer rating? Okay.
Yeah, that's passer rating that you're looking at. Okay, now that makes sense.
So like a 1.9 QBR, in my opinion, it's abysmal. It's an abysmal, dang near impossible number. But when you haven't completed a pass in over 2 hours,
because here's the thing, bro. Flipping the backup for Hoover, Ken Seals. He went over. He only took 1 pass. His QBR is 0.1. I expect that for a point for 1 pass, and it was incomplete. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Max got a 95.8.
But the fact that you went 4 of 10 and you still only got a 1.9, you ain't even get a 40.
Like I said, if you haven't completed a pass in over 2 hours, in real time,
that was a crazy stat. That even
Now I'll admit they were disrespectful that they kept posting
Nah, nah.
that
Because
image
even
up.
she was watching the game with me. She even said it. She said, "Oh, 2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours. 2 hours and
Uh,
8 minutes before that man completed another
bruh.
pass.
Like, and not even game time. This is legit.
Is in real life.
It was 8 o'clock when he completed a
Eight.
pass.
It was
He ain't completed a
8:12.
pass. He ain't
It was
completed a pass till
8:12 when he
like
completed that.
10:17.
20.
Bruh.
10:20 was the next time he completed the pass, which was ridiculous. But like overall, I'm gonna say it again because what I really hope was after that game was over, everybody done changed out their clothes. The first place you went to was to the film room and started and immediately got back to work
Either
because
you
there is
went to the
no
film
way.
room or you went to the gym. Those are your only two options. Those are
I'll
your
even
only
let you bypass the gym because hey, you just got your butt
nah,
whooped. You hurt,
nah,
but
nah.
you gotta,
If
but
get your
you better be
if
doing some
you
work
ain't
somewhere.
going if you are not going to film, you need to be in the gym and working on wrapping up in the tackles that you missed. That's why I'm not letting them bypass the gym. I don't care if you just finished up getting your butt whooped. Guess what? Get in the gym, fix it now. If you are not in the film room, film, I will give you a pass. If you're not going to the gym, go to film. If you're not going to film, go to the gym because that should have left the most sour taste in
Oh,
your
but
mouth getting
the reason the
smacked
reason why the reason why
48
I'll,
to 14.
the reason why I'll let gym go because you getting better at tackling ain't gym work. That's field work. You need to be in that facility on that practice field with the dummies ready to go. Heck, don't even take your pads off. Just take the game jersey off. Put your practice jerseys back on. I'll see y'all out there on the fields. I'm gonna turn
They
the lights on.
they expensive enough. They got an indoor facility by the gym. Y'all can afford some
I'm gonna
indoor
turn the
dummies.
lights on. I'm gonna turn the lights on. Don't even take the pads off. We just switching the jerseys off. We'll clean the pants later because we gotta get this fixed today because we got another game in 3 days.
Bro, it just like I'm just looking
It's
at this, bro. It's sickening because
it was a
you
disorganized mess. It
because
was
you
a
went into the
disorganized
half.
mess.
You went into the half, bro.
You were down 10
You
going
went
into
into
the
the
half.
half. You were down 13. They're down 13.
13 and going into the half. That's two easy scores.
One and you remember when I asked you last night on the post game, how far was that run? One play coming out the third quarter, that big run,
Yeah.
one play, 75 yards, 12 seconds. You went from down 13 to down 20. And the bad part is you still had a chance. And here's the kicker, bro. And you'll agree to this. You'll agree to this. So Carolina's first drive, 4 minutes when they scored, 7 plays, 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Next drive, 3 plays, minus 11 yards to a punt. Next drive, 3 plays, 0 yards, a minute 33. Next drive, 3 plays, 1 yard, 133. Next drive, 3 plays, 6 yards, 1 minute 16. Next drive, 5 plays, 19 yards, 3 minutes and 4 seconds. That was the one that ended into the pick six. Or no, that
Yeah.
actually ended in a punt. No, that ended in a punt. The
And
3
the punt.
plays, 6. Yep, and they ended up getting the field goal. Then you come out, your first possession after you gave up a 75-yard run. 3 plays, 5 yards, 2 minutes. But then 5 plays, 6 yards, a minute 32. Y'all did not have a drive over 5 minutes until you were down 41 fort until you were down 41-7 to when Max came in and y'all had a 10-play 80-yard drive that went 6 minutes.
Like
And not
I
and
don't
most of these you didn't even get 5. Most of these you didn't even get 5
most
plays.
most of these you couldn't even get a first down on.
Could not.
Most of these drives outside of the first one and maybe 2 others throughout the game until Max came in, you couldn't get a first down.
There are
Like
I got you. The first drive, y'all got a first down. Then the second drive y'all got a first down was the last drive you had before halftime. Then the last drive before Max came in was the third time. So before Max came in, you only had 3 drives where you managed to get a first down somewhere. And I'm just
So
basing that off of the number of plays ran.
and what needs to be remembered and what needs to really be the baseline of anybody's motivation going forward is you have to remember that since Belichick has gotten there, you have been the target of everybody in that division and everybody on your schedule since Belichick got there. TCU flat out said themselves that the reason they may had to make sure they made a statement, because if they didn't, they would just feel like they just let disrespect ride. They felt like they were disrespected because nobody spoke on them at all up until it was just a couple of days before this game. They're like, there doesn't make any sense that all the news that we talking about is literally just about this one man, when one, we have so many coaches in college football right now that are, if we're going to talk about status wise comparatively, are comparable to what Belichick is to this particular level of the sport, because they've earned their stripes here. So at the end of the day, yes, we get it. Belichick is one of the greatest coaches of all time. And I'll still stick by him, at least for this season, because I feel like at some point there's going to be some
beside him.
I'm gonna stick with him because we've known, because like we've seen Bill long enough, is there's gonna be some kind of turnaround. But it needs to be sooner than later, for sure. Because if you still look like this come week 5,
this is all they're gonna say, bro.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
That's all they're gonna say.
They're gonna start saying, "Okay, sir, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and clock out.
Go ahead, tell Jordan to give you your sleepy pills and
go
clock
ahead."
Out.
So go ahead. Here's your box. Pack up your desk, and I'm gonna need you to clock out for me, because, like, I get in some situations, because I've said it before, it's unfair to do that when you know you're in a rebuilding situation, but when you have the level of expectation that this man has, and then you've had all the nonsense that you've had leading up to this point, you were on the back foot to start this season off.
It's what comes with success, bro. It's not even a bad part, and slightly unfairness, but that's the aspect of being that great. You're held to a higher standard. You're held to this higher expectation. It's the reason why people will put Manning beneath Brady, because when it came down to it, guess what? Yeah, they were both successful, but Brady is more successful than Manning in terms of rings, if you want to be honest about it. When you sit there and have this level of excelling, for example, Alabama, the level and standard Alabama has set itself at, you can't falter. You can't, even without Saban. There is a standard.
There's a standard and expectation.
Before Saban, who was the top dog at Alabama that everybody used to talk about? Bear Bryant, considered one of the greatest coaches of all time. And the downfall between Alabama's success and not being great, and then Saban essentially reviving that school, because yes, Alabama had talent, but let's be honest, y'all. Throughout the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, nobody was talking about it. Up until 2008, when Saban got there, nobody was talking about Bama like that. Not on a consistent basis.
And then let's go ahead and point this out. What also makes it worse for Belichick's end, especially with a start like this, is that the expectations for you were already dropping, or the threat level for him as a coach was already dropping, based on the fact of he had 4 straight losing seasons in New England. Then when he got let go from New England, nobody hired him in the NFL anywhere.
Nowhere.
Then you floated around for a whole season with no job. We see you have to take a walk of shame.
No.
And then the next thing we see, that you got hired here at North Carolina to coach for $5 million on a $5 million contract. So at $1 million a year for 5 years.
Right.
Yes, the expectations for you for that, especially for that high of a contract, and the fact that people had saw that you hadn't had a job, people were worried about it because one, you've never coached at the college level before. Then what made things worse, especially for last night, is you had 70 new people on this roster. Most other programs don't have a 70 player turnover on a roster ever.
No,
you could be the worst team in your division and you still won't have a 70 player turnover
because you can't get anybody to come there.
Could you and people don't want to go. No, if people do leave, you're not losing the whole squad. Nah. You're not. And then if you do, and then when you have people come in, they're coming in because, oh shoot, I'm about to be the best dude here. I'm about to get my shine real quick. So at the end of the day, it's like you got 70 new guys that came in. Most of them are your starters. 30 of them were true freshmen. I don't think I've ever seen 30 true freshmen on the squad either. You have a young team. I was like, normally you might have 10, 15 max. You have 30 true freshmen, 7 and 40 transfers. That's the whole roster.
That's that NIL deal, man.
First of all,
I'm
not going to do that.
What? Not you zooming in like that.
No, the camera did it on its own. That's the whole roster, though.
The camera said, what? Hey, this is exactly what the camera said when you said it.
Nani? Basically, no, it's all the check mark. It's all the L. And it's so, but like that, like I said, that's your whole entire roster. Because think about it, if you even put it on a pro level status, that's a 53-man roster. That's your entire roster minus your practice squad. So you have a brand new set of everybody trying to figure things out. And the few couple of guys that you did have come back, I don't think you had enough guys in the right places to be like, okay, I can help this gel. And we pointed out last night, I think this was a major part of why the Blask injury on the offensive line was more detrimental than we thought, because we asked who's going to step up on that O-line now that he's out.
Here's the problem. Even with Blask being out there, the entire O-line should not have looked that bad. I'm sorry, bro. Blask's injury was devastating. It was. And it's going to leave a huge hole in the O-line. But Lord have mercy, Jesus, Joseph, and Mary, it should not be this bad. Like, have some pride about yourself. Have some cool. I don't understand how everybody on the O-line got obliterated at one point at the point of attack.
You shouldn't have an offensive line by committee. You shouldn't have an O-line by committee.
You shouldn't have an O-line by committee.
But there should not be an O-line by committee. I shouldn't see two different centers in the same drive unless one of them's hurt. I shouldn't see you switching out your center to see which one's going to do better. You had all spring and you had all summer to figure that out. You come into this week and you swap your centers out mid-session, mid-series, and then because you swapped them out, you have a dribbling snap get to a quarterback where he missed an opportunity for a potential downfield play because the ball got there too slow. That's the other problem I had. I don't know if you looked at the snaps, at least according from what I was looking at. Them snaps were slow.
Oh yeah, they were
lame ducks getting back
there. I can count 4 snaps off the top of my head immediately that were very slow. I can count that. For sure.
The facts. UNC in the trenches look like boys.
Man, they didn't even look like boys. They look like toddlers.
Like I said, this look like the team as a whole.
No, they look like toddlers because here's my thing. Boys will at least give me a fight.
They look like
out there. Young boys will give me a fight, bro. What that was a bunch of toddlers who did not even know that football existed or that they were even playing football. I'm sorry.
They look like them kids during the mascot games.
I can't even say that because at least the kids in the mascot games know it's a football game still and are trying to play. You know who they look like? I got you. They look like them kids that are behind the bleachers, and with the rest of the kids that are during the varsity game,
the ones
varsity
playing during the high school games back. Yeah.
Yes. But you know that little portion of kids who don't even know what football is. They're just running around.
They just kind of standing around and running in circles.
That's who they look like. That's what they look like.
Because they were spinning all night. It was so frustrating.
It was
so frustrating. And then on top of that, the amount of missed tackles was egregious.
Oh, listen.
The amount of missed tackles was unforgivable. I don't care who you are. I don't care who it is. I can guarantee you Lawrence Taylor went home and probably puked after that. Just thinking about all the missed tackles.
I'm going to tell you this much. And I don't.
Like he probably threw a chair in the stadium.
I'm speaking for corners and DBs. I'm speaking for guys who have ever played DB. I understand. Sometimes the person coming out there is bigger or more built because they're a running back or guard or whatever the case may be, bro. You cannot look that bad at tackling an open field. That's just like you got to be able to tackle as a corner. I'm sorry. If you are a corner or a DB in any capacity, safety, lockdown corner, nickel, whatever, and you cannot tackle in the open field in the simplest form, you do not deserve to be on the field, do not need to be on the field. You want to know why? You're a huge liability. You want to know why? Because not every team is going to pass the ball on every down. And that tells me once they break the second level or break outside and you are there, it's a foregone conclusion. It's going to be a first down or a touchdown because you do not know how to break down and wrap up. Shoot, you don't even know how to shoelace tackle. You know how many times they missed a simple shoelace tackle they could have got last night?
Oh, listen, don't even get me started because we can even go from there. There was only two plays that I can easily remember where the pass rush looked like a pass rush, and one of them they got away with two holding penalties.
Yeah,
in one.
I remember that one.
That was that play and the one play where they threw the interception. That was the two plays where the pass rush looked like a pass rush.
Bro,
there are other times where I'm watching defensive ends come up and just stand there. You're not rushing anybody. Like I understand that you're playing contain or whatever, but there's no pass rush. There's no reason for him to believe.
You're containing, but shrinking the pocket at the same time and still applying pressure. Because you're literally just trying to surround, close, boom. Give the quarterback no spot to go. That's the whole point of contain.
You're supposed to be forcing the pocket, but you weren't forcing anything. There was no rush. There was no forcing anything to happen here.
And I didn't talk about it last night, but again, this goes back to the secondary specifically. The angles at which y'all were running at for these tackles was so egregious. I'm sitting there, especially the big 75-yard run. I looked at the safety. I said, oh, bet you just cut this angle off. You can stop him before he gets out there. Bro takes a bad angle, missteps, and trips on himself.
Like I said, it looked so bad.
And
at this point, I'm just gonna get myself mad again. So I'm gonna just go ahead and slide on to something that made people feel a little bit better, and that was watching Notre Dame lose.
By people, you mean you?
Yes, absolutely. So
that man said, every day Notre Dame loses, he wins.
1, 2, like 3 major shout outs, but one of them I'm gonna get to in a little bit. The first major shout out is, and I'm only gonna say this once. I don't know if Steve here or not. Steve, if you here, this is the second time and the last time I'm ever gonna say it. I appreciate that y'all won. That's it. Anyway,
I'm gonna say this. Y'all suck, but you did what I asked of you. You get a nod of approval.
I don't think part of me is like, I feel like I don't think we're in the right position to be able to even say that. But then
you're
again,
right.
We're just
I can still hate. Hey, listen, hating is an art form. I can still hate. Hating is an art form.
That's the thing, though. They are athletic. That's the problem.
It's like they're not very. They are athletic, which is what was the issue. You are too athletic to be bumming like this, bro.
It was just bad. There was low effort, like minimum effort on too many plays. It was just bad all around. I don't know what happened.
Okay, no. Oh,
I beg to disagree, but no, they're a pretty athletic squad. To be honest with you,
define
the problem is
what is.
I would say define athleticism. Like, what's your definition of athleticism too?
Like, what did you find as an athletic?
You know
team?
what? Like, I could fair that. I could fair that.
But here's the thing:
they look like they were running stiff, running tired all day long. It's like they weren't conditioned.
I'm gonna say this, and this is just for me personally. I'm not saying his definition is wrong. This is just my personal definition, right? When I don't define stiff as unathletic, because I've seen athletic players get stiff due to stage fright, soreness, maybe fatigue. That never meant they weren't athletic. Now, can a player be stiff on the field, like the way they're moving? Yes, but they can still be athletic while moving stiff. I've seen that too.
Because I agree that they played stiff.
Oh, did they play stiff? Yes. I'm not taking that away.
Agree with that.
I'm not taking that away.
If that's what he's talking about, I 100% agree.
Right.
100% agree. Because they look, like I said, they look like they didn't want to be there. Like there was so much pressure that they couldn't. I don't know what happened. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So with Miami's win over the U, what exactly did
Miami's win over the U?
Yep, Miami's win over the U. So, because like I said, overall, like movement wise, they just like I said, they look like they weren't going full speed on more than one occasion.
To me, they looked as though they thought being with Bill was going to make sweet. They thought that's all they had to do was show up. And because TCU came to pop them in the mouth, they realized TCU was really like that.
At all. And the bad thing is, I don't know how you didn't if you'd have watched TCU play Colorado last year. If you'd have watched TCU's season openers over the last 2-3 seasons, you would have known that.
I mean, we watched the film.
Like, it's not that hard. But what did we learn from the Notre Dame game? One, but a thing I learned is that Notre Dame and Miami have opposite issues. The reason why I say that is because Miami, once they got up on Notre Dame, started playing very conservatively and very. It was a lukewarm kind of finish to a game.
Call it for what it is. They played not to lose. They didn't play to win. Call it for what it is.
That was they weren't trying to like put pedal. They weren't trying to completely dominate Notre Dame. And then Notre Dame started off the game looking like they didn't want to win a game, but they finished it like they were trying to.
And couldn't hold water.
Had a very strong. That was it. Had a very strong finish, but just couldn't put it up enough to get what they wanted.
But you can't sit there and wait until the end to want to turn it on and think you can pull it out all the time.
Well, and like I said, in their defense, it was a brand new quarterback with CJ Carr. I don't know if he's related to Derek or David Carr, but I ain't looked that deep. But brand new guy, first time. I think it's his first time starting, and it's once again against a very quite good Miami defense. And he just looked rough the first half, but once second half started coming through, you could tell he started catching his stride. He started looking better and better as the game went on. But once again, the push was too late. Miami already had enough control to where I guess they technically thought they could cruise, but once CJ started turning it on, like you would have worried you a little bit because you had to go and score one more time to make sure you definitely got this game under wraps. But outside of that, Because at the end of the game, CJ Carr went 19 for 30 for 221, 2 touchdowns and an interception, which is what eventually finished the game out.
Oh,
with 11 rushes for 16 yards and a TD.
Oh, I can tell you this from last year. Notre Dame's DBs hold a lot. If you saw them,
they hold a lot.
If you saw this in the CFP last year, that was the one thing I could, because even last year,
they hold a lot.
And I'll tell you this because we had this conversation. I like Notre Dame's secondary, but even I had to admit, throughout the CFP and everything, them boys are a liability for a holding penalty.
They hold a lot. They're a pass interference and holding magnet.
Because that's what killed them in the because that's what killed them in the championship.
So yeah, like they
were getting called for holding. So because of that, they had to stop doing what they do. And because of that, that gave Ohio State separation just to be like
Ohio State's receivers are gonna beat you every time if you can't put hands on them.
Like you can't put hands on them. Ohio State's like, now I got the separation. Ha, bit bam boom, we're good.
And then you got and then with Carson Beck had a good game, honestly. Real good control, calm. So at the end of the day, what I put on here gives reason to believe and kind of be skeptical at his preseason ACC quarterback ranking. Because there were a couple of times where some of his old issues reared their ugly head, waited too long, didn't read too great, but went 20 for 31 for 205, 2 TDs, and had -2 rushing yards at the end of the day. So overall, like the U handle business like they were supposed to, can't even be mad at him.
CJ is related to. He is related. Personal note, side note. CJ is related to former Michigan Wolverines head coach Lloyd Carr, and All-American safety Tom Curtis.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, So yep. So kind of crazy that he plays for Notre Dame, but has Michigan ties. That's wild.
I mean, we talk about some other ties here. How we got stripe on stripe violence.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
I'm sick of this man's transitions, bro.
Don't worry, I'm heating up. I got better ones on the way.
Cool off.
I got better ones on the way.
Look at this man's transition. What do we learn from this game? I got this.
So we got Tiger on Tiger violence. Who was the big cat on campus?
What do we learn from this game, y'all? Let's break it down for once and for all.
I'll sit back on this one.
Hey, Cade Klubnik and the offensive play calling. I don't know what y'all got going on. Y'all sucked. Y'all sucked, bro. Like, let's be real. Offensively, Clemson was stagnant. Offensively, Clemson had no business being that close. One, you were up. You could have gone up 13-7. Could have easily gone up 13-7 before halftime. Your field goal unit, your kicker shanks it. You had an opportunity to go up 17-7. You missed that opportunity.
I'm about to say, didn't he shank 2 of them?
He didn't shank 2 of them. Klubnik threw a bad pass. I want to say
what game?
He ain't shanked.
I'm thinking of Colorado. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm good.
He ain't shanked 2 of them, and then you just slowly let LSU creep in. And here's the bad part: Clemson ran the same roll out. Just we're gonna put on the line. We're gonna run to the short side of the field and roll out one way. And you know what?
So you're right. You can't handle a good defense.
You're right. You know what? Hey, Mans was right. Because what was weird was there were so many times Cade had the shot to just make the simple read. He had the shot just to make the simple pass. Like, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what we saw. And then the play calling itself was just so atrocious. If you've ran this saying, hey, heavy set, we all know you're rolling out this way, and it has not worked once all night.
True.
Why would you do that on 4th and 2 with the game on the line? And I'm pretty sure they still had 1 timeout left.
Here's the other problem. Here's the other thing. So, because this is one of those things that I took that falls under the note that I put. Clemson needs to find a way to open seasons better. This is one of those things because, and you saw, I also put a note on there that questionable play calling will put a spotlight on Dabo that he doesn't need. You had 31 rushes. You had 31 rushes for 20 yards. You only had a 23% third down efficiency. You had route packages on third and less than 5 where you have guys running 10 and 15-yard routes. You don't need to run those. You don't need to run those. You need something quick that's going to get you those 5 yards. All you need is to have the damn series continue,
bro.
And you're not only are you doing this,
back chip and sit right there in the middle of the zone and fall backwards.
Not just that. Not only are you doing this on third and shorts or third and less than 5, you're doing this in the red zone. There was a third down that they could have had easily had you just ran slants or drags. Easy.
Here's the bad part. Not even slants or drags. I got one for you. Do the Hunter Renfro play. The rub route.
Easily. Quick outs.
Because the slant
hitches.
Because it's basically the slant and the rub and the out at the same time. Just boom, boom. Because everybody knows when you run the rub route, because so many teams are running it now, that everybody's playing for the out, that the slant can be open as the guy just sits in it.
You know what else would have worked? You know what else would have worked? A bunch ABC route.
Bruh.
A bunch ABC with a little hitch over the middle, a hook coming off the end, and the C wrapping and looping back out for out.
Because it's just like you have a bunch like that. All you have to do, one guy's gonna sit, one guy's coming in, one guy's going out.
That's it.
Somebody's gonna be open.
Somebody's gonna be open in this because you not only do you have a rub route in the middle of this route, but you also have a safety net. You got a safety valve coming off the same package. It's like
the only thing I could say, but I'm not gonna give them the excuse because they dropped the ball, is the fact that their number one receiver was hurt. But it doesn't excuse the fact that they had multiple drives to where all they had to do was put something together. Simply, didn't even need to overthink. Simply put, and it would have been easily a game. But
I can't even give them the excuse that your number one receiver was hurt. We saw the plays that those receivers were making.
No, I'm saying their number one receiver was hurt, which will hurt anybody. But I'm not giving them the excuse because they were still in it to win it. And they made better play calling, and they just ran, and K just made better decisions because
situational awareness been better.
Like it was bad. And if we're gonna be honest with you, the score really should have been 24-10 because they hold LSU on that touchdown.
They did call back that touchdown.
I'm gonna keep it for what it was because if Clemson had gone on to win this game, that call was going to be the call of the night that everybody
would have been arguing it they would have been arguing it all up until this upcoming Sunday. And especially if LSU didn't win,
if LSU doesn't make the play, if LSU goes on a run,
if LSU don't make the playoffs, they're bringing it back up.
Or the playoffs because of that, that's the play.
They're bringing it back up. And then because like even this like numbers wise, because I had initially asked the question of, did Klubnik struggle or was he held back? And to be honest, both things can be true. Because he went 19 for 38 for 230 and an interception, and he had 8 rushes for 1 yard. Overall, he still put up decent yards, but if you watched him play,
he struggled. I'm not even
I'm giving him both.
I'm saying both. I'm saying he purely struggled 100% because yes, the play calling was bad, but K Klubnik, you have been in the running for you were considered a Heisman hopeful to start the season. You were considered one of them top guys. I've seen you be mobile. I've seen you when you make right decisions. I've seen what you can do. And Saturday night versus LSU, when you had the opportunity to make numerous just picture perfect, experienced plays, experienced decisions, experienced choices that a vet quarterback should make in your position, you didn't make them. You did not Do anything to showcase that you are worthy of Heisman consideration. You look like the Cade Klubnik that started at Clemson a couple years ago. Like you were just new and you had never been in a big game situation like this.
So the reason why I'm giving, the reason why I'm saying is both, because no, you are not wrong at all. The reason why I'm saying is both is because yes, he absolutely struggled. Absolutely. Especially in situations where he shouldn't have. The interception that he threw, you rushed that 100%. There was a 100% rush throw. At first, when I first saw the play, I was going to give him the fact that you got hit. When I go back and see the backside of it, no, you just threw this. You rushed this throw entirely.
I knew he didn't. I knew he didn't because when I was watching him take the hit, I was like, okay. Because like as he was sitting there in the pocket, I watched him throw it. I was like, you just overthrew it. And I heard Herb Street and then they're like, oh no, he got hit. I'm like, no, he didn't. And then when they showed the replay and he literally just rushed it and overthrew it. I was like,
because me and you were on the phone when this happened. And I said the same thing. When I first saw, we were on the couch. When I first saw it, I said at first when I first saw it, it looked like he got hit. Because at the time he threw it, that D end was back there. Now, once we went back and saw the backside of that play, I'm like, oh yeah, no, he just, because as soon as you said, I was like, you know what? Go back, look at it again. And no, he flat out just he quick wristed it. Didn't have to. But the other problem is the reason why I say he was also kind of held back is because when you have play calling that doesn't fit the situation, like, come on, like if you would have gave him a better route package, especially in a situation where you can clearly see somebody's rushing, but then again, on K10,
what do we tell the quarterback?
Hold on. Let me finish because I was about to say it. On K10, if you see he's coming, you got to call hot route. You got to make the adjustment. But then I say, so at times there were definitely bad play calling that held Klubnik back. But for the most part, for 95% of that, it was just him struggling. And then because on Nussmeier's end, Nussmeier went 28 for 38, 230, a touchdown with 4 rushes for only 2 yards. But Nussmeier was efficient. He made the right reads at the right time and made the right passes when he needs to make the right passes. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about who was the better quarterback going into this game. Or by the time the game was over, Nussmeier outshone Klubnik 8 ways to Sunday. And Nussmeier isn't one of the better, and like in my opinion, isn't one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC.
If you ask me to be honest,
is it play calling that didn't fit his skills? There was definitely some spots where that happened, but overall, it was Klubnik just making terrible reads or rushing it because he felt too much pressure.
If we being honest, and this is why I say Klubnik struggled. Did Nussmeier play a good game? Yes. Cannot knock that man. He stayed true to his form. He stayed true to that's the difference. Nussmeier stayed true to who he was, whether they were down or up. Nussmeier played like himself. He ain't tried to do too much. He ain't tried to go over the top. He did what he was supposed to do. Cade was trying to play like somebody he wasn't. And the bad part is because he was trying to play like somebody he wasn't, he was making decisions that he wouldn't, that I've seen him not make. He's made choices that I've seen him not do. And it's just horrible because if you ask me 9 times out of 10, who would I take at quarterback if I need to go get a game? Cade or Nussmeier? Actually, I'll say this 7 times out of 10 because Nussmeier ain't a bum by any means.
No, he's not a bum.
He's not a bum by any means. 7 times out of 10, 6, 7 times out of 10, I'm taking Cade. But the thing about it that I got to give Nussmeier, the man is consistent. He's consistently who he is. You're consistently going to get the same thing. Like Cade is sporadic.
Because we saw it last year in the season opener against USC. Nussmeier can ball.
That's what I'm saying. Nussmeier is consistent. He may not go give you a 4-15 game, a 4-15 5 TD game. He may not. But you know what I'm always going to consistently get you? A stat line like this. 28 to 38, 230, a TD or 2 with some rushes to get us like some clinching first down.
No, he's not putting up 400 yards a game, 375 a game, but he's going to give you a nice consistent 275 that's neat, packaged together, and it's efficient. Point blank period. And rolling on to our next word, boy, I ain't laugh. Listen, I wanted to laugh as hard as I could ever laugh in my life. The Knowles rolling the Tide. That was
not only that, let's call
chef's
it for what
kiss
it
of a
is.
masterpiece of a game.
Not only that, let's call it for what it was. The Knowles rolled the Tide, and Lee Corso was the only man to pick them.
He was.
Lee Corso.
But you want to know the reason? But you hear the reason why? He told him, it's my school. How could I pick against them?
His last pick for his school, the last time he got to pick
last
a game
pick of his career,
that he got to include a pick, including his school. He picked his school, and them boys did what they were supposed to do.
Oh, listen, what did we learn
on Saturday? On Saturday,
and as he should have.
He went every
as
team
he
that
deserved to.
Every team that he picked won, and then not only that, every team he coached won.
As they should have. They should have. So what did we learn from Alabama?
Lee Corso knows more than everybody. There's a reason why it should be Ask Lee Corso instead of Ask Herb Street in NCAA.
It really should be. But what do we learn here? One thing that we learned is that second half that Bama had was good. Don't get me, it was a good second half, but it wasn't good enough, because even with Florida State looking like they were just about to allow a comeback to happen, stood up and shut things down as soon as they needed to, because the defense looked ready. It's like because the defense looked ready to compete. Until it didn't.
Listen, I saw, because we can even go back and look at that stat line. Because I'll be honest with you, when I saw Bama, I think get that second interception or that second stop, and cut it down, I said, "Uh-oh." I was like, "Is this it?"
Listen, the fact that Bama tied it at the end of this,
because
it was tied. If it wasn't for Florida State getting that last stop, Bama had the game tied at 27-all.
No, it didn't. Bama tied it up, because I'm looking at it right now.
24.
So Bama
tied it up in like the third or the fourth.
They cut it to 7. They cut it to 7 in the fourth quarter. They had never tied it.
Okay, so it was that was Miami and Notre Dame where it tied up at the end, and Miami came
because this is the thing. Bama went up 7-0. FSU came back 7-7. Bama missed a field goal. FSU came back, went 14-7. Bama punts. FSU gets another field goal, 17-7.
Yeah, 17-7 going into half.
So they're going to half. Then FSU punts. Bama turnover on downs. FSU comes back in 2 plays to go up 24-7.
Yep.
Bama gets a field goal to cut it 24-10. Here's where things started getting tricky. For FSU punts, Bama fumbles, so you're thinking, oh, it's over. But I guess they got the ball back. Then there's 4 downs. They managed to get FSU to punt. And then when Bama scored that touchdown to cut it to 24-17, I said, uh-oh, here we go. And FSU said, nah, we shutting that down. Goes down on a 10-play, 75 yards in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes and 43 seconds.
That was killing it. And because like I said, FSU's defense looked ready to dominate until it didn't. And like I said, that was that span between, I think it was late third quarter going about midway through the fourth.
Oh, listen.
Florida State's defense had you worried for a little bit. And then the other question is, the other point of it is like that all that new blood that Florida State brought in, Castellanos especially.
Hey, Castellanos balled out. I'll give him credit for credit.
Just like I said, man proves that he walks it like he talks it.
I ain't know that man's name before then, but hey, I know it now. And I'll be honest, bro. This game, this second quarter and third quarter run by FSU, once they go up 17-7 or 24-7, if FSU could have just put 2 touchdowns right there and made it like 41-10, 30 before anything, bro.
Because if they could have just put, all they needed was one extra touchdown at that point at minimum.
If they would have put them away, I don't think Bama would have had any momentum to even get up to 17.
Oh, yeah, no.
And Bama would be falling like a rock. Honestly, I think
check this out.
Honestly, I think they should be like 17 after this.
Oh, they're at 21.
They're 21.
They're 21.
Even better.
And the bad thing is Tennessee's ticked off about it because Tennessee got only moved up to 22. Tennessee's upset.
I mean, if I'm Tennessee, I'd feel the same way.
I'm honestly upset for them because, like, how am I ranked behind Alabama after getting handled like this? But whatever.
Ohio State 1, Penn State 2, LSU 3, Georgia 4, Miami 5, Oregon 6, Texas 7, Clemson 8, Notre Dame 9, South Carolina 10, Illinois 11, Arizona State 12, Florida 13, FSU 14. From non-ranked to 14, shout out FSU. Michigan 15.
I mean, they beat number 8.
Yeah. Iowa State 16. Oh. SMU 17, Oklahoma 18, A&M 19, Mississippi 20, Bama 21, Tennessee 22, Indiana 23, Texas Tech 24, Utah 25. If I'm being honest, I'm putting Bama at 25 because all the ones after them have a win. If I'm being honest,
That's what I'm saying. So
like,
the question, because check this out, because Florida State's run game looked like classic Dalvin Cook years. They put up 230 and 4 TDs. Castellanos only threw for 152 yards. He only threw the ball 14 times.
Hey, when you balling like that, you ain't.
But he also ran for 78 and a touchdown.
Because they anticipate
when you ain't got to throw, why throw?
I wouldn't.
Making me throw. Because at the end of the day, the other question is, how patient are the Bama fans going to be with Simpson at quarterback? And I think they'll be pretty. I think they'll be just fine because he still put up 23 for 43 for 254, 2 touchdowns, and 9 rushes for 26.
The quarterback they're gonna be patient with. It's the coach.
It's that coach. It's coach. DeBoer. DeBoer's on the chopping block. He's under the hot stick.
They will fire a coach first before they get rid of the talent they got.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and breeze through this next one because Wake Forest plays boring football.
Is that it? Wake Forest plays boring football.
Did you, bro? I caught a little bit of this. I stopped watching.
I'll be honest. I didn't watch this game.
I stopped watching this game. I was so bored watching this game.
Who they play? The Rice Owls?
They play Kennesaw State.
Oh.
And barely won.
What do you mean barely won?
Barely won. They won by a touchdown, if I remember right, or a field goal. It was by a point. It was 10-9. Was the end of this game.
Did you say 10-9?
It was 10-9 by the end of this game.
Hold up. There ain't no way. I'm looking it up.
It was 10-9.
Ew.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie.
It was ugly.
This would piss me off.
It was ugly. Now, on Kennesaw State's end, one, let me go ahead and give props to that defense, to the defense they got. 4 sacks and 7 tackles for loss as a defense. You held Wake Forest to 10 points total on the game.
Bruh.
Then on top of that, they got a wide receiver that I think is going to be legit if they keep trying to feed him. Could do it for 5 receptions for 103 yards. Anytime he got the ball, boy was butt naked.
I got a question for you. You ever seen a play-by-play where they just were for one drive they just put unknown?
Yes. No. That's first. No, never mind.
Yeah, look at this.
I've never seen that.
So I'm looking at the play-by-play of the Kennesaw State game to really get an understanding of this, right?
Uh-huh.
Bro. 14 plays, 43 yards, unknown. I ain't never seen that. Not only that, Kennesaw was up 9-7. They actually went up. Bro,
kicking field goals.
They scored a touchdown, I think. Because
they scored one touchdown. I think they scored one touchdown, missed the extra point, and then kicked the field goal.
Yep. Oh, there's
I missed it.
They missed.
Yeah, they did. That's how Kennesaw State lost.
Because you had this touchdown in the first. They missed a field goal here in the second. Wake Forest
Missed another one like in the third.
Wake Forest missed one. Then Kennesaw State hit their field goal. And then, y'all didn't even get a chance. What was unknown, though? I need to know this. ESPN, tell me. What's unknown, bro? Like,
They don't know. That's why they put unknown. They don't know either.
They don't know what happened. It was a 14-play drive. It's the longest drive in the game. So I'm like
they don't know what happened. And you know who else didn't know what happened?
Or the second
Stanford when they got chopped down by the Cardinals. I told you I was warming up. I had them covered. I was ready to go.
Man. Shout out Jeff Gordon in 98 in the Rainbow Warriors. I like that.
Shout out to Hawaii, period. Because boy, when I tell you they came to play against Stanford.
Oh, Hawaii smacked.
They wouldn't let Stanford get nothing for free. And then on top of that, they told them if we want a bag of chips, we taking these bag of chips. And they did just that.
Because I watched that game and it came down to the wire at the end.
It really did. It said I put a Stanford fought hard, but not hard enough. Because Alejado, that quarterback,
hey,
I said it myself, played like he had nothing to lose.
Because I sat there,
27 for 39 for 210, 2 touchdowns, and 10 rushes for 36.
Because I sat there watching.
Then on top of that, didn't their running back
lose? I was like, Stanford about to lose like this.
Yeah, lost like that. And I even pointed out, late game mistakes is what sealed Stanford's fate. That's what it was. And that late game interception is what sealed it for him.
For sure.
It was a shame.
To be honest, you want to know what's even funnier? It really was Alejado in the passing game because the rushing game, Barnfield 45 yards on 6 carries. Mike Alejado himself, he carried the ball 10 times for 36 yards.
36.
That man said, "Listen,
the leading rusher in the game was Micah Ford, who ran 26 times for 113 in a touchdown and only had 1 or 2 receptions for 2 yards for Stanford." So, like,
I ain't gonna front. That Stanford quarterback, Goldbrinson, 50 at 30 for 109. Ew. Your QBR was a 14, bro. Solid.
Terrible.
Solid 14.
Terrible.
Like, Gio, at least he got 14. What'd you get, bro? 1.9. Get it together.
Like, right.
He got 14 on 50% and an interception. What's going on?
Because listen, I can tell you a more interesting thing was definitely the Tangerines versus the Mandarins.
When I tell you, I had to look up on the docket who in God's
the Tangerines versus the Mandarins.
I said, who is the Tangerine? And then I see it was
Battle for the Groves. The Volunteers versus the Syracuse Orange.
I was like, Syracuse versus Tennessee. I said, bro, if you don't get out of here with these titles,
it was orange on orange violence.
Orange on orange on orange.
Orange on orange. Aaron and I earn.
I hope every Baltimore person watching us right now just hated you.
That's not my problem. Because what did we learn in this Tennessee Syracuse game is that Tennessee does not need Nico Amaliava, is what they said. We don't need this man.
I'm gonna say,
bro, they put up 247 and 3 TDs through the air and 248 and 2 touchdowns on the ground.
I'm gonna tell you what I learned about Tennessee.
What did you learn about Tennessee?
Tennessee is one like lucky or what's it good break, like one good catch, one good run, just that lucky break, just the football gods to fall in their way. Tennessee is one play like that away from being a legitimate deep CFP playoff run team
every year.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'll say over the last couple of years, Tennessee has been like one, throw it up to the gods, let the football guys decide the outcome, play from making a deep CFP playoff run.
Because I can't lie to you. This stat line is the most balanced a Tennessee his team has been in at least since Malik Hooker. Not him, yeah.
Malik. It was Malik.
I was about to say no. Hendon Hooker. No, it was Malik Hooker.
No, it might have been Hendon. Hold up.
No, it is Hendon Hooker. You're right. Hendon Hooker. It's
Yeah,
Hendon
it was
Hooker.
Hendon. Because we got Hendon now.
Yeah, because think about it. Anything, and I had to put it on there. Anything the Vols did, the Orange tried to do better, but obviously couldn't. Because they also put up 274 through the air, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but they only had 103 yards on the ground. But they did have 3 touchdowns. So they weren't as productive getting yardage on the ground, but they were productive at least getting it in the end zone on the ground.
Never trust the Syracuse Orangemen.
But the other problem is you're not going to typically win games when you give up 5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss on top of that.
You got to. I'm saying you got to give up like 9 sacks and about 6 tackles for loss if you want to. If you want to win the game with giving up a lot of sacks, that's usually the stat line you got to go.
I don't know, man. If your quarterback also has negative 27 rushing yards,
nah, it's got to be negative 45 and you can still win.
Because I'm not gonna lie, Steve Angeli did basically say, like, I can throw with the best of the ACC right now. 23 for 40, 274, touchdown, interception. It's about on par with everybody else this past week. But so did Aguilar. Aguilar threw 16 for 28 for 247, 3 touchdowns, and ran for 34 yards on 6 attempts. So
it's not even okay. And you probably know why I'm laughing.
Why you laughing?
Even though it's spelled different, it still runs through my head daily. Don't be like Aguilar.
Aguilar.
I just keep thinking to that dude in Philly who helped the kids from the burning building, and he had to catch somebody.
Oh yeah,
and they told him don't be like Nelson Aguilar.
I just thought don't be like Nelson Aguilar.
And look dead at the camera when he did it. He said, "So what were you thinking to yourself, man? I saw him, and I had to catch the kids, and I just thought to myself, don't be like Aguilar." And look dead at the camera. Like, so anytime I hear Aguilar as a name, even though it's spelled differently, I just go back to that moment and I just laugh. Because the simple fact that you as a common person boldly said the first thought to your brain when trying to help save people from a burning building and you have to catch them, your first thought was to not be like a professional who gets paid to do this at the professional level. Who gets paid to catch stuff at the professional level.
When you have that many drops, it is what it is. And so you know what I thought the other day, or really thought after Saturday? What? You look real suspicious right now.
I'm very suspicious right now. What did you think Saturday that you didn't tell me when I was at the house Saturday? Yeah,
because what is that? I think this might have been Friday. Because I thought I was going to end up having a pretty good laugh over how slow of a start Duke had against Elon. And then, because I'm not serious, like when I saw it,
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
When I saw it, because like think about it, because they were tied 17-17 at halftime.
Anytime Duke loses, I'm happy.
They were tied 17-17 at halftime, and I'm like, okay, so y'all praising this Darian Mensah dude like he was about to be the second coming for Duke, and then y'all out here struggling against Elon for real. And then I saw the stat line, and I'm like, okay, now because man put up 27 for 34 for 389 yards and 3 TDs. Now he lost 10 yards rushing though, so good for Elon on that. Because the run game overall was impressive based off of the different talent types. Because Elon had a run game they let go 163 yards total and 2 touchdowns on 44 carries. But
them boys was in a triple option offense running that many times. They said we running the ball and we running the ball, and guess what? We're running the ball.
Because overall, like I said, and I even it was a typical FCS FBS showdown. Duke had 4-punt returns to Elon 0. 10 total tackles for loss for Duke's end. Duke only allowed 275 total yards versus Elon giving up 548. It was a typical we paid you to whoop our tails kind of. Yeah, we know. We already went through that part of the show already.
Can't even do it.
I'm about to say can't even get it to pop, but that's even worse.
There we go.
There it is. I say couldn't even get it to pop.
Listen, bro. I'm gonna just say this though. The fact that he threw for, I'm looking at this stat line, and when I see stat lines like this, it's one or two things: either the team you played is just boo boo, or why did you have to throw for this many yards and put up this much? Because at first, the way you said they struggled versus Elon, I was about to say, you mean to tell me they needed Darian Mensah to put up 500 yards of offense against Elon? Hold up.
Duke decided they needed to put up 500 yards of offense against Elon.
But that's what I'm saying. At first, I thought the way you made it sound, I thought they struggled with Elon that much to where they had to put up, like they had to put up 500 to barely win.
I mean, he had to put up almost 400 by himself.
And I thought they had
through
to
the
do
air
to barely win. Not they just put it. Yeah, they were slow at the start, but
yeah, they ended up wrapping it back out. It was one of those situations where like sometimes you just got to pop out and show dudes. And you know who did pop out and show people? The Wolfpack this week. Wolfpack and ECU both, to be honest, like they balled out.
This man tries my soul.
I don't try anything.
Soul. Every day, I try to get out. He pulls me back in every day.
Mad. You just mad. Your transition game ain't on par.
You know what? God has really worked on me the last couple of years because I had a joke there. I had a joke there that I could not say on the air. So I will tell you offline.
He said God been working on me this week.
God has really, it has really worked on me into a positive capacity.
We, they, them,
and all. Whatever entity God is and whatever you believe, just know it has done wonders for me.
But at the end of the day, like that ECU North Carolina State game was a barn burner for sure.
I missed that one, I think.
I missed watching the game, but man, based off the score and the numbers,
I know a place we can watch it though. We'll talk offline. I know a spot,
bro. They put between both teams, it was almost a 900-yard game between both teams.
Wowzers!
Total yards between both teams was 836.
That's
CJ Bailey was riding the momentum that he put up from last year.
I did hear CJ went off though. Man went 24 for 34 for 318, one touchdown and interception, 7 rushes for 21 and a touchdown. So actually
2 total touchdowns.
I was watching part of that game. And then like TV blackout hit. I was like, why?
Yeah. They did the same thing with same thing happened with Tennessee's game. It was rolling, and then they switched Tennessee to the Alabama Florida State game.
Yeah, TV blackout. I was like, what are we doing? I was watching.
But if you want to talk about somebody like just gunslinging it, Hauser for ECU, 30 for 44 for 366.
He was moving like that.
And a touchdown. And on top of that, 6 rushes for 16 yards.
That man was moving like that. All right.
Oh, bro, both defenses just said like you're not going.
We're gonna go ahead and clock out.
Essentially, but like ground game from North Carolina State, they only let up 30 yards on 29 rushing attempts. They let up less than 1 yard a carry, or just a little over.
That's sad.
And had 9 tackles for loss, while ECU's defense tried to be as efficient. They weren't, but they tried because they gave up 105 rushing yards on 36 attempts and 2 TDs, but had 10 tackles for loss total. So overall, and that was probably the most even game this weekend in the ACC. If I'm gonna be honest with you.
And what the last ACC to The Cal Golden Bears do.
So according to Pond rules, the Bears beat the Beavers, as is nature.
Not you took that joke from the movie and it ain't even came out yet, bro.
I did. I had to. It just fit.
I knew. Here's the bad part. I was like, why does this sound familiar when I was putting it up? Yeah. And now that you
According
said
to Pond rules,
the way you said, I'm like, bro. Now I have to see that movie when it comes out, bro.
I do too. Like,
I
it
have
looks
to see
good
it when it comes out.
But yeah, so according to Pond rules, the Bears beat the Beavers. Overall, like outside of Oregon State not really putting up a whole lot of numbers come the end of it, both teams offensively struggled, to say the least. Because like they put up the California's offense went 20 for 30 for 234, 3 touchdowns through the air. And only had 2 rushes for 30 yards on the ground. Defense did good too. Gave up 248 yards, but had an interception. Gave up only 70 yards rushing for 2 TDs, 1 sack, 7 tackles for loss, and 2 turnovers, 1 fumble, 1 interception, and held Oregon State to a 27% third down percentage. But Cal did worse on third down than Oregon did, than Oregon State did. Oh, listen, do you want to know what their third down efficiency was? You want to hear it?
I'm gonna take a wild guess.
Take a wild guess.
We'll go 34.
They did worse than Oregon State. Oregon State was at 27%.
Wait. Hold up. Oregon State's at 27.
Yep, they had 27% on third, went 25% on third down.
11?
Cal did worse.
11?
Close. It was 15%.
God, dog. On third down?
On third down.
Bro, just don't even try at this point.
I remember, I think they went 2 for, I think it was like 2 for 13 or something like that.
That's hilarious.
And the only reason why Oregon's was like a little bit better because theirs was like 3 for 11.
Hey, they said, listen, we get our third downs.
So had they gotten 2 more possessions, they would have been about equal. So it overall, like third down wise, it was terrible. Now, fourth down wise, they both did better. Because I think Cal went 2 for 3 and Oregon went like 3 for 5.
You ain't got no choice, or else you're getting smacked.
Indeed. But yeah, it was a while. And there was another game that like the ACC went through this week, and that was like Virginia played. I didn't really cover that because I didn't feel like it.
The Hokie game?
Yeah, no, that's Virginia Tech, the Cavaliers.
Oh, the Cavs?
It was Virginia versus Coastal Carolina.
Oh, I wasn't even tracking that game.
Yeah, they whooped Coastal Carolina. I like that's part of the reason why I didn't even really look. I'm like, even if I look at the stats, there's not a whole lot to talk about. Right. That was the worst part about it. Like I could look at the stats and be like, I don't really feel like talking about.
You know what? I can tell you what it's like. You know what it's like? It's like UNC. It's like UNC playing TCU. Because look at the score. It's 48-7.
Yeah, that's about it.
Like
Virginia just took it to Coastal Carolina. That's point blank period. That's long and short of it. It's like there wasn't a whole lot to talk about.
They did what they were expected to do, man.
That was it. And then, in unfortunate news, we find out that Travis Burgess is going to be out for the season, for his high school season. It looks to be like, from what it looks like, it's a knee injury. I don't know exactly what the extent of the injury is. I didn't go and look.
They say he's out for the season, so I'm pretty sure it's probably a torn ACL.
Yeah, it's probably an ACL, MCL, one of the two.
Out for the season in the second week. I would bet money it's an ACL, and it's a knee injury. I'd bet money it's an ACL. I don't want it to be.
He's out for the season. So basically, if anybody wants to see any more game action from Travis, you're gonna have to wait till he gets to North Carolina next year, because this season's done.
Or we could just have another film day of Travis.
I mean, yeah, or we could just put up some more film, like just replay his film again, and y'all can go. We can go from there.
We're gonna get 1.5 games.
We can get the one game he played. If you have 1.5, 1.25, whichever amount of time he played.
What if he were to put that up? Travis Burgess senior season. All right, thank you.
The 2.5 minutes.
1 minute 17 seconds. Thank you. It's a TikTok.
There you go. Appreciate you.
It's a TikTok.
It's a whole TikTok.
Oh man. And then on Tar Heel birthdays, hey man, shout out to Deems May. Happy birthday to you today, my boy. Happy birthday, tight end Deems May. Man, hope you have a great birthday. It is literally today. So I think this is the first
literally today.
I think this is the first Tar Heel we've had where their birthday was on the actual day. Or I may have to go back and look. We might have had one this summer.
He's like the second or the third, I think. But yeah.
Probably had one earlier this summer that we did it like that. But yep.
Yeah, so I think there may have been only like one other person.
So, happy birthday, James, man, boy.
And then we got to wrap up our day with our Tar Heel takeaway of the week.
I want to say it's you this time.
It is. It is.
So, you ready?
Yeah. Tar Heel takeaway of the week. Don't start a new job and shit the bed the first day. Because, and I'm gonna keep being flabbergasted and upset about it because it doesn't make any sense that you go out week one and look like a dang wreck team. Don't go and don't allow people to hype you up all for months before you get to a job. And then when it's time for you to show up and show out, you look like you ain't never done this job a day in your life. Don't be the secretary. Don't be the employee to the boss's niece at the end of the day, because you want to be.
You really found out you're really dating the boss's daughter.
You found out too. So you're actually the secretary, and she's actually the boss's niece. So now you're a part of the family. Like you don't want to be that, because you want to be the one in the driver's seat. You want to be the one that looks good. You want to be like, you know what? I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. When I tell you, after watching what happened last night, somebody got an everlasting supply of bubble gum, and at some point, I'm gonna need y'all to run out. I'm gonna need you to go up in somebody's house and steal their bubble gum, because at this point, you actually know what? What we need to do is go ahead and load the team up with a bunch of Steel Reserve drinking individuals, because at least I know they're gonna go out and fight, because they ain't got nothing to lose at this point. That Steel Reserve 211, that right there. If you go ahead, go up to the coach's facility, sign your name up, tell them that they want some hitters, find you a bunch of Steel Reserve men. And don't actually tell you, just Steel Reserve individuals. I don't care who you are. Go sign up. If you're willing to tackle somebody, go ahead, sign up for me, please. Because we need those. We need headhunters. We need people that are willing to hit and keep hitting. Learn to wrap up.
Oh my god!
I ain't got time. All right, I'm done.
Lord have mercy. Oh, wow.
You're actually the boss's niece, so now you're part of the family.
All right, it's my turn.
You know what college does for you? It makes you really smart, man.
Ooh.
How many classes I took? Extra classes? No, I've never had 6. But you know what? My degree keeps me satisfied.
Oh, man. All right. My turn.
Woman walks up to me and says, "Hey, you know what's sexy?" No, I don't know what it is, but I bet I can add all the change in your purse very fast.
Give me my solo, boy. Oh, man. All right. I'll tell you a takeaway of the week. Plato's Closet, you suck. Sick of you sitting there acting like you're too good for certain clothes, bro. My clothes are in great shape, and you want to sit there and be like, well, we don't know if it's in season. Bro, get over yourself. You're a Plato's Closet. Take these clothes that still have the tag on them and accept them. Y'all sitting there acting like you only can accept name brand from Abercrombie and Fitch. And I really want to say what I really think of that, but I can't because this is also a wholesome, friendly channel. And I think we're only limited to about like 4 cuss words an episode. And we've already used up 3 of them. So can't use we've used up all 4, I think, this episode. But Plato's Closet, you suck in terms of accepting people's clothes. You know what? If y'all don't want the clothes, just say that. Or if y'all only accept clothes from a certain demographic, just say that. Don't sit there and act like y'all take everybody's clothes and then deny 82% of my clothes. And you can't even give me a reason as to why you denied them. You can't sit there and say they're not in good shape because none of my clothes are ripped. None of these clothes in this bag are ripped. You can't sit there and say they're not fresh because they all smell like bounty sheets and greatness. You can't sit there and say they don't fit anybody because guess what? I have a generic body type, especially for the slender young men who find it hard to find some things. It makes it easier to go to Plato's Closet and get stuff like us. So there is a demographic for it. And you can't say it's not in the budget because it's in the budget. Y'all pick and choose who you want. And it's annoying. And it's the reason why I end up just taking all my stuff to Goodwill because at the end of the day, it's harder to get money from y'all than to get a tax credit from Goodwill. So you suck. Do better. Accept it. And also, stop sitting there and for some reason, y'all worse than Ross. Tell me why when I need a pair of shoes, I can't find the size of shoe. At least Ross, I know they're going to be tied together. I have one shoe in one bin, one shoe in the other, and yet you're not in the size I need you to be in the size 12 or 13 section. No, you're in the size 6 section with the toddler heels for the little girl that just came in. Look like a smorgasbord. I have never thought to my life that I would see a place that is in more disarray in terms of the clothing department than a Ross until I stepped into a Plato's Closet for the first time in my life. But y'all want to sit there and act like you're better than Ross and better than Goodwill and better than Salvation Army and things of that nature. No, you're not. So accept these clothes. Give me my money back. Give me my money because y'all know this is going to help you, especially when it's clothes that are in season or I'm preparing you for the next season. If I give you a bunch of hoodies right when summer's ending and fall's coming around the corner, hello? So, yeah. Plato's Closet sucks.
You roll, man. You keep it going.
Shut up.
You get that associate's degree, okay? You pick up all those books you're gonna read and not remember, and you get that associate's degree. Then you get your bachelor's.
You talking about still reserve, man? Nah, get you some hitters that drink Mad Dog 2020 just to start a day.
Nah, we're trying to keep people out of jail.
Nah, you said you want some hitters. You really want some hitters? Get you some Mad Dog 2020 drinkers.
Now you got to get the Mad Dog 2020 drinkers that can no longer afford to get regular liquor. Those are the hitters.
They're relinquished to Mad Dog 2020 because like they are banned from getting regular liquor. That is the only way they get it.
That's it.
Oh, man.
So you pick up all those books you're gonna read and not remember, and you roll, man. You get that associate's degree, okay? Then you get your bachelor's, then you get your master's, then you get your master's, then you get your doctorate, then you get your doctorate, and you roll, man.
Kanye gonna sue us.
It is what it is.
Why he would be the one to find this podcast somehow.
He would be. He would be like, that's my genius that you're quoting. Yeah, I am. It was genius at the time.
At the time,
I don't know where that genius went, but here it is. Just letting you know this is what genius used to sound like, Kanye. But anyway,
crazy how far you fallen.
Crazy. But anyway, that's all we got for tonight, guys. We'll see y'all next week. Once again, well, yeah, we'll see y'all next week, or he'll see y'all Saturday because unfortunately I gotta work.
I'll see you I'll see you Saturday for post game. He may be available. We may be able to get him in for post game, depending on what he's doing.
Yeah, I might be able to show up a little bit for post game. We'll see.
But we'll do post game, and then we'll see y'all on Tuesday to follow it up.
Remember, every Tuesday, 9 p.m. right here at this channel. We're still working on the Twitter, on the X channel. We're still we should have all that stuff rolling out here soon enough. We'll have to check with our peoples on it, but we're getting there.
We're getting there.
But once again, we appreciate. Yeah, but once again, we appreciate y'all for the support every week. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.